The leather-clad bikers froze mid-conversation when the saloon-style doors burst open. A little girl, no more than 8 years old, stood trembling in the doorway of the Iron Horse, a weathered roadside bar 20 miles outside of Tucson that had never seen a child cross its threshold in its 40-year history. Her face was streaked with tears and dirt. Her sneakers were caked with desert dust, and she clutched a bright pink backpack to her chest like it contained the world's most precious treasure. "Please," she gasped, her voice breaking. "Please help me." "My mama needs help." The bar fell silent. Glasses stopped clinking. Pool cues froze mid-shot. A dozen pairs of eyes, belonging to men and women whose appearances had probably frightened more than a few folks over the years, turned toward this tiny, desperate figure in the doorway, Marcus Steele Johnson, a 52-year-old veteran with arms covered in tattoos and a beard that reached his chest, was the first to move. He set down his beer and approached the child slowly, kneeling down to meet her at eye level. His voice, surprisingly gentle, broke through her panic. "Hey there, sweetheart. You're safe now. What's your name?" "Emma," she whispered, her bottom lip quivering. "Emma Rodriguez. My mama, she's sick, real sick. We were driving, and she pulled over, and now she won't wake up, and I don't know what to do, and—" Okay, Steele said softly, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Where's your mama now?" "Down the road. Maybe a mile. Our car's on the side. I ran here because I saw the lights." Fresh tears spilled down her cheeks. "I'm scared." Within seconds, the bar transformed into a command center. Karen Mama Bear Walsh, a nurse who rode a custom Harley on her days off, grabbed her medical bag from her bike. Tommy Wrench Patterson was already on his phone with 911. 3 other bikers were mounting their motorcycles, ready to ride out and find Emma's mother. "Show us where," Steele said, scooping Emma up effortlessly. "You're not alone anymore, kid." As Steele carried her toward the parking lot, Emma's grip tightened on her pink backpack. "Wait," she said urgently. "My backpack. I need my backpack." "You've got it, honey," Steele assured her. "Nobody's taking it." "No, you don't understand," Emma insisted, wiggling to be put down. She unzipped the bag with shaking fingers, and what tumbled out made every single person gathered around her stop in their tracks. Prescription bottles, at least 15 of them. Some were labeled with her mother's name, Isabella Rodriguez, and others with Emma's own name. The medications bore labels for conditions that no child should have to pronounce: type 1 diabetes, epilepsy, chronic heart condition. Mixed in with the bottles were carefully folded medical documents, insurance papers that appeared to be denial letters, and a small notebook. Mama Bear picked up the notebook with gentle hands and opened it. Inside, in a woman's careful handwriting, were detailed instructions, medication schedules, emergency contact numbers, dosage information, and a note that made her throat tighten. "If anything happens to me, please take care of my Emma. She needs her insulin every 4 hours. She needs her heart medication twice a day. I'm trying so hard, but I don't know how much longer I can keep going. We lost our insurance 6 months ago. I've been rationing everything, doing everything I can. Please, whoever finds this, she's everything. She's my whole world." Mama Bear looked up at Emma with tears in her eyes. "Baby, when did your mama last give you your insulin?" Emma's face crumpled. "This morning. She said we only had a little left and she wanted to make it last. She's been getting it from Mexico because it's cheaper there, but the drive makes her so tired and—" Her words dissolved into sobs. Steele and Mama Bear exchanged a look that needed no words. They'd seen poverty. They'd seen desperation. Many of them had lived it. But seeing it embodied in this tiny girl with her pink backpack full of life-saving medications hit different. "Wrench!" Steele barked. "Did you get through to 911? Ambulance is on the way. 10 minutes out, not fast enough. Mama Bear, you're with me. Emma, can you ride on a motorcycle?" Emma nodded, her eyes wide but trusting. What happened next would become legend in that small Arizona community. 6 motorcycles roared down the desert highway, their engines cutting through the quiet night like thunder. Emma rode with Steele, her arms wrapped tight around his waist, her pink backpack secured on her back. Mama Bear rode beside them, medical bag strapped across her shoulder. They found Isabella Rodriguez slumped over the steering wheel of a battered Honda Civic, barely conscious. Mama Bear went to work immediately, checking vitals, administering oxygen from her medical kit, talking to Isabella in soothing tones while monitoring her carefully until the ambulance arrived. But that wasn't the end of the story. That night was just the beginning. The bikers of the Iron Horse weren't wealthy people. They were mechanics, nurses, construction workers, teachers, veterans, regular folks who just happened to love the freedom of the open road. But they understood something fundamental about humanity. When you see someone drowning, you throw them a rope. Within 24 hours, they'd organized a fundraiser. Within 48 hours, they'd contacted 3 different pharmaceutical assistance programs. Within a week, they'd helped Isabella apply for emergency Medicaid and connected her with a social worker who specialized in cases like hers, Tommy Wrench Patterson, who owned an auto repair shop, fixed Isabella's car for free, and got it through inspection. Mama Bear Karen connected Isabella with a community health clinic and a diabetes management program for Emma. The bar's owner, a gruff 60-year-old named Dutch, quietly paid 2 months' rent on Isabella and Emma's apartment. And Steele? Marcus Steele Johnson did something nobody expected. He started a nonprofit called Pink Backpack Project, dedicated to helping families struggling to afford medical care and medications for chronic childhood illnesses. What started as a local effort in one small Arizona town grew into a regional network, then a national movement. 6 months later, Emma and Isabella returned to the Iron Horse for the first time since that desperate night. Emma wore a healthy glow, her diabetes properly managed. Isabella had tears streaming down her face as she was embraced by people who'd become family. "I don't know how to thank you," Isabella said, her voice breaking. "You saved our lives." Steele knelt down again, looking at Emma with a soft smile. "You know what I learned from you, kid? That sometimes the bravest thing you can do is ask for help. You ran through those doors scared out of your mind, but you did it anyway. You fought for your mama. That's real courage." Emma threw her arms around his neck. Her pink backpack, now restocked with properly filled prescriptions and medical supplies, sat safely on a nearby chair. The bikers of the Iron Horse had seen a lot in their years on the road. They'd witnessed sunrises over desert highways, storms that tested their mettle, and the raw beauty of freedom on 2 wheels. But that night, they witnessed something even more powerful: the resilience of the human spirit and the profound impact of showing up for someone in their darkest hour. Sometimes heroes don't wear capes. Sometimes they wear leather jackets and ride Harleys. Sometimes they're sitting in a roadside bar, waiting for their moment to prove that kindness isn't about how you look. It's about what you do when someone needs you most. And sometimes, all it takes is one little girl with a pink backpack to remind an entire community what it means to be human.